Welcome everybody to the U16 Freestyle live stream here at Flipshack. Thank you so much to everyone that's here watching. Thank you to everyone that watched the speed stream as well. But we are here with the freestyle course. These guys have already had a few minutes, probably just a little over half of their time to create their lines. Let me ask for that. How much time we got left? Just over 5 minutes left to create their line. We're all out here with our coaches. We got some Flipshack athletes, kinetic athletes, flow vaults, altitude, ninja core, aftershock athletes. We changed this course pretty significantly for all of our age groups. So U12, U9, and U16 all had pretty different freestyle courses. That was sick, Colette. The biggest thing about this freestyle course is that the bars are so far away from the boxes and the walls on this other end. So the athletes really don't have much of a choice but to use this entire gym, run all the way across, and there isn't too much going on this spring course. So they have to come up with some pretty creative ideas how to keep their flow going on this spring floor when they're getting across from the bars to the floor to the boxes. We're running with two judges today. One of our judges is on versatility and difficulty, the other on execution and flow. For our freestyle competitions, you can score a maximum of 50 points. We have those four categories I just named: difficulty, versatility, execution, and flow. You get a maximum of 10 on all of those. Versatility and difficulty are both done by the same judge. They both start at 0 and count up to a maximum of 10. And execution and flow both start at 10 and get deducted as you go. We heard a little bit from our judge Blake earlier about how he judges that with U9s. For flow, the deductions, they're usually looking for stumbles, looking around, not knowing where they're going. The execution is on the skills, so it depends on if you touch your hands on the floor, if you land feet first or whatever. Usually if you're just doing a hand touch on the floor, it's only about a quarter to a half point deduction. But if you're missing your feet completely, you land straight on your back, straight on your face, usually you're getting about a 2 to 3 point deduction. And that is because we just really don't want to promote those dangerous landings. Definitely want the athletes to be landing feet first, and beyond that, we want them to be landing well and safely. For that versatility score, we have 5 different types of obstacles. We have vaulting, vault skills, wall skills, bar skills, floor skills, and drop skills. So the athletes have to do, or they can get a maximum of 2 points in each of those sort of subcategories. So if you do 2 drops, 2 bar skills, 2 floor skills, 2 vaults, and 2 wall skills, you get that 10 out of 10 versatility. We should be seeing really high versatility scores from all of these athletes, and that's what our coaches are doing out here, making sure their athletes are getting that 10 out of 10, hopefully, on the versatility, getting the highest difficulty they can get with flips, precisions, and drops, and twists. And from then on, it's up to the athlete to try to perform that line with the highest execution and flow that they can. We are running 2 groups of U16 freestyle. This is just group 1. All of these bars over here are raised as high as they can go for these U16 athletes. So they're going to be getting tons of air. Flash shades over here from Oscar. We're seeing lots of airtime on the bars, off the boxes. However, since we do have such low ceilings here at Flipshack, I'm not sure how many flips we're going to see off of those high boxes in the corner, since it's very difficult to go up there. I can't even go up there without hitting my head, let alone doing a flip off of there. But we're going to see what these guys are putting together. We're going to see what they can do in just a few minutes here. And the timer has run up, but I think they're giving them just a couple of extra minutes here to put the final touches on their lines. Just a couple of athletes out here right now. I think everyone has everything put together. They can use gear stuff too.
With that one, you're gonna really great into a ball.
Or we can see like halfway through. Unless you want to move it. But we got to get the. When did we switch lenses for freestyle or tag? Yeah. I just don't know where the barrier is, but we can move it a little bit. Go Julius!
Yeah.
Here for the official Julius freestyle course rating.
Oh geez, I'm gonna give it a solid, a light 6.5 to a strong 7.
Okay. What about out of 11?
Out of 11, a light 7.
Okay, that's good. We're gonna go 7 then. Thank you. Very nice. Definitely a wide open spring floor. Not too many obstacles on the spring floor. There's probably gonna be a lot of running back and forth.
Room for floor skills.
Room for floor skills though, for sure. And it is a spring floor, so hopefully we're gonna see
those
some
round offs.
round offs, double fulls. Using double fulls.
Maybe. Over under.
Rudy's with the mini trail.
Where's the sports betting on parkour? That's what
Over under 1.5 twists.
Everybody knows.
We'll see what we can hit. Definitely gonna see some cool stuff on that spring floor.
We're getting set for our style competition here. One of the great features of competition throughout the whole season. If you're top 10, you're earning points for both yourself and your team. If your team, your team, and second and third place. 3 more rounds of ROTC after today. All right, our judges are ready. Up first on the course is going to be Oliver from Flipshack.
Just keep it on one.
Nice high back to having around rolling across into a one-step wall of the straight into a nice wall, and then back. Rolling over, and get up to the very top of the course. That's true game. Setting up floor, side ball over, back and one around. Setting over the spin here, ball swing. And a swing game off the snap.
Sorry, I missed that first run there. We had some technical difficulties with that camera. Let's back up. When we started, like today, like a wild course, stuff like that. Up next is Kaz Quintana, starting over there underneath those bars. Got to wait for the judges to get all their scores in. I'm trying to get our score sheet so you guys can see it on here while we're waiting. We are still trying to dial in using only 2 judges, just making sure we have all the correct scoring and everything. What was that, man? Kaz is ready, starting in a front support on that lower bar over there. Huge swing up to the high bar. And a flyaway full worth 2 difficulty points there. Corkscrew on the floor. Some of those floor tricks Coach Julius was talking about earlier. Nice wall spin there. Staying on the floor for a bit. Round off, full. Very nice landing there. High in that ceiling, making sure he's not going to hit it. Side flip pre.
He always has the ceiling no matter what.
Double Kong to end the line. Very impressive run, not too long. Interested to see what the scores are going to be there. As Brielle Lockhart from Team Kinetic comes out onto the floor to find her starting point. Az looking like he's going to score very high. A little bit of a mistake there. Difficulty. Max is out at 10. We're going to get that fixed here in a second. 37.5 points. Insane. 10 out of 10 on difficulty and versatility there. Brielle finding her starting point on that highest box over there. As the judges get their final scores in here. Thumbs up from the judges. Brielle is ready. Try not to hit the ceiling there. Really close, but she hits that precision and sticks it. No problem. Another pre to that beam. Locked in here. Staying over on the beams. Running to the end, getting that side flip drop. Very nice, Brielle. Cartwheel on the floor. Not too many boxes here in the middle for the U16s, but still some dropping skill opportunities. It's that front flip.
And a wall dive roll back on the ground. Set up on the bar.
On that higher bar on the right side. Nice 180, and she's going to finish on top of that Norbert's. Very nice, very smooth run from Brielle. Like we heard from yesterday, the speed of the freestyle run does not matter. It doesn't affect your flow at all if you're going fast or slow, as long as you don't disrupt the pace and the flow that you have. See the judges putting that score in there. And Ashton Mueres from Team Aftershock is going to start on that spring floor there, doing some circles. I'm not sure which way he's going to go in the beginning. Looks like he's just going through that run one more time in his head before he gets started. Judges are ready. Ashton is ready. Looks like he's eyeing up that orange wall. Maybe do a wall flip here. Huge wall flip, so much air. But he's not done with his wall. 2 wall flips, 1 wasn't enough. Getting up on those wobbly mats for a precision to that skinny Norbert's vaulting wall. Another dropping precision there to that green block. Lots of precisions here from Ashton. Showcasing his talent here. Running into that backlip. Like Haven just said, didn't touch his hands. Tons of air there. Making that no problem. Nice. And that is a finish. Giving that X to the judges. Excellent run from Ashton there. 2 athletes are remaining in our first group, Colette and Oscar. Colette Miller is going to make her way out to the floor here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh, that shit.
That's what it's all about.
No, it's
Just waiting on those judges one last time.
It'd be better to not do it, you know.
And Colette is now walking out. It looks like she's going to start on the bars. She got all chalked up here, just walking towards the bar area.
Awareness that ability to save.
Yeah.
There she is.
Crowd went crazy now. Yeah, it was fun.
But they were like, there's like no
Oh,
oxygen
yeah.
in there for a moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to start in that switch grip front support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, have you been?
I wish I knew what that was called, but that was so cool. Julius missed it, so he can't tell me. A wall flip layout into that back handspring step out.
A very good side flip rolling across.
A little touch up side flip there. Tons of side flips. Surely tons of difficulty points here from Colette. So many flips, and that is the end of her line. An incredible line there. I was looking a little bit frustrated, but I don't know what for. Oscar coast from full flow vault, making his way out. He's going to be our final athlete in Group 1. As those final scores from Colette come in. Colette scoring extremely high. Oh my goodness. Excellent scores from Colette. Oscar is ready. On that block. Lots of skills being showcased here. Another palm spin or wall spin there. Really big swings here. Easily making that lâché. Using the pole on the side there. And a huge dive Kong. That backwards one-handed cartwheel there. Incredible performance from Oscar, and he's going to wrap up our Group 1 competitors. Watch those scores come in. Our Group 2 athletes, Andon, Jackson, Andrew, Gideon, Roman, Dave, and Stryker. Gonna see if we can get this set up here. It'll take a second to finish this score sheet so you guys can see it on the live stream. Amazing performance there from all of our Group 1 athletes. Very entertaining. Everybody stayed safe. It looks like everyone had fun. I'm gonna make my way out here onto the floor and get a front row seat to all the action going on out here. Some big vaulting opportunities on the floor. Like we talked about earlier, definitely some big floor skill opportunities. We saw a round off full earlier, or a cart full, corkscrew. Lots of flips and back handsprings. Definitely impressed with these guys so far. Like we've said a couple of times, usually we're running a 3-judge team, but we're sort of transitioning to potentially just using 2 judges. Usually for our freestyle competition, we have 1 judge judging difficulty, 1 judging versatility, and 1 that takes both execution and flow. But today we're just combining the versatility and the difficulty judging. So it is taking a little bit of extra time just to make sure we're getting the correct scores in there. We do have a guest judge here, so we're just trying to be thorough, make sure we're getting all the scores accurately. So thank you so much for the patience with that. With all the scores coming in a little bit slowly, we're just making sure we get the most accurate scoring we can. These guys have a little bit over 10 minutes left, so I'm going to sit back and watch them for a while. There are 10 minutes remaining here for Group 2's warm-up time or line creation time. You see athletes all over the place here, working on every different part of this freestyle course. It's definitely difficult, especially when you're trying to together a large amount of your line at the same time as several other athletes are at the same time. It just doesn't really work very well. So they're trying to keep some space from each other, but also work on their lines, putting it together. Huge standing backflip from Andon. Hopefully we're going to see some big flips here.
They ate all my goldfish.
Seeing some big flips from Andon over here. Off of that green Norbert stack onto the spring floor. The live stream is totally going. Yes.
7 to 9 months.
It's a little halfway done. A little over halfway done. Their line creation here. I'm trying my best to stay out of everybody's way. Like I said, in the first group, the main aspect here when you're creating your line is that you're trying to touch each of those different types of obstacles twice and try to get a 10 out of 10 on the difficulty. Get as high difficulty as you can. You get 1 difficulty point for doing a flip, 1 for doing a twist, 1 for doing a precision. I believe you also get difficulty for doing drops that are high enough. So if you do 10 flips in 1 line, which would be very impressive, then you really get a 10 out of 10 difficulty. But these athletes and these coaches are just out here trying to put together a line where they're touching everything twice and doing as many flips, as many frees, as many twists as they can. So you get that score up. You also want to make sure you're not doing tricks that are too hard for you. If you want to try to do a double full, that would be worth 3 difficulty points. But if you touch both of your hands, you're probably getting some points deducted as well. So definitely out here being really careful with what skills they're doing, but also trying to get as much difficulty points as they can.
Yo, we are back. We are so back. We are about to start our second round, Group 2 of Freestyle. W's in the chat if you're ready. All right, looks like our athletes are about to get started here. Already got some very nice high scores. I believe we got Kaz in the lead, I'm pretty sure. So going into the second round, these athletes are going to be trying to beat his very impressive score of 37.5, I believe. Yeah, we'll see you there.
I was.
Nice. Thanks.
Like the line creation time, these U16 Group 2 athletes has come to an end. We're going to call them out to the floor shortly, and we're going to get started here.
All right, our judges are ready. Of course.
All right, get out. Kicking you out. That would be my job.
And here comes Andon taking his starting position on that green box stack over there. Going through his line one more time in his head before he gets started. The judges are ready. And Andon is ready. Thumbs up from Andon.
3, 2, 1, go.
Standing full, stomping, landing another stomp side flip and a wall flip. Tons of flips already like a 4 on difficulty right out of the gate. Getting lots of different types of skills in here. Very nice. Making sure to keep his execution very high, stomping all these landings. Over to that vaulting block. Touch up, side flip, speed vault, side flip. A sort of side half there. And a Kong front. And that's going to be the end of his line. Doing my best to see over the judges' heads here. Very impressive line from Andon. And Andrew from Flow Vault is going to make his way out onto the course.
Turn the Wi-Fi on.
Judges getting those final scores in there. And in with a very high score. Andrew starting on the bars. Lots of creative stuff over here on the bars. To a huge Webster there, right into a shoulder roll. Very, very smooth. Scoop backflip on that spring floor. Making his way towards the end of the spring floor, coming back to this little cluster of blocks here. Huge front flip into a forward roll, little transformer there. Wall flip straight back to the wall again. Two-step wall flip. And that is the end of Andrew's line. Wait for the judges to put those scores in. And Gideon Woolley from Altitude is going to be the next athlete on the course. Gideon making his way up to those boxes. Got those final scores in. Thumbs up from the judges. Gideon running through that first trick one more time in his head. Looks like he's going to swing something. Deep breaths there. And a cork off of that box. Cheers from the crowd. Incredible cork there. Cart front there on the floor. Very nice, using those tapping blocks as a wall. Standing gainer. Working his way towards this bar section here. Fly away there. And going over to that small bar. I need to find out what this trick is called because everyone keeps doing it. But very nice. What's that trick called on the bar that he just finished with? All right, no idea. No one has any idea.
Knee circle.
Knee circle. That
no
works. We're just gonna call it the coolest thing ever from now on. Yes. This one's on that low bar, doing the coolest thing ever. Judges getting those scores in. Roman finding his starting position on the edge of the spring floor, just behind that green vaulting block. And he's starting his line with a Kong up there. We saw him doing during the warm-ups. Huge Webster, very well executed. Two-step wall flip, getting tons of height there. Big swings, getting tons of height on that 180. Tying up this drop for a side flip. Smooth shoulder roll on that floor. And a little head spring there on that orange block. Standing backflip. Tons of difficulty points coming in for Roman. And that's the end of his line. Looking straight at the judges. Very well done from Roman. Only two athletes remain here in the U16 freestyle. Gabe Prescott will be next up, representing Team Ninja Corps.
What?
Getting those final flow scores in for Roman. Gabe finding his starting position there, just in front of the crowd.
We are ready. Are you ready? All right. Your freestyle run starting 3, 2, 1, go.
And Gabe begins his freestyle run with a 180. Then he grab on that bar straight into a hop side off of that bomb. Inward side off the wall. Very difficult move there. Round off backflip on the floor. A little bit of a stumble there. He's going to do that touch up side flip there. Making his way towards the boxes. A rough landing there, but he is okay. Making it right back up. Recovering very well from all of these landings. Continuing his run. Excellent perseverance there. Nearly cooking his feet, but he hits that double Kong. Great job, Gabe. And our final athlete making his way onto the course is Striker Dishno, representing Precision 509. Making it up there onto the highest point in the gym. As we get those final scores, that execution score for Gabe in. Striker's able to run through that line one more time. Picturing it in his head.
All right.
Here goes Striker making the transition to that lower box. Side flip precision onto that box. Swing gainer, tons of flips already. And another flip, a little handspring, rubber bands. An excellent round off backflip on the floor and a wall flip off that little makeshift wall with the tacking blocks. Another handspring there. And a wall spin. Tons and tons of difficulty points already from Striker. A kip there. Huge flyaway. Oh my goodness. Incredible run there. Definitely want to see what they score that run. 10 out of 10 on the versatility and an 8.5 difficulty. Very impressive. Very difficult line.
That's insane. That's amazing.
That is all for our U16 freestyle lines. We're going to get the final scores together, get our top 3, get our podium assembled, and we will be back to you shortly with our podium ceremony with our final scores. And that is a wrap for our freestyle U16 competition. Make sure you guys stick around for our tag competition. We're going to get the course set up over here after we tear down the podium, and then we're going to get back with our tag live stream. Thank you so much, everybody who watched. We're going to see you all in just a few seconds.